Never, those aren't the type of parties that I go to.
Diddy possibly had something to do with both Tupac and Biggie. And, you know.
Who's telling the story, right? You can skew.
People very close to the situation.
But you can skew, you can create any narrative as a producer and as a director and as a storyteller. I can create a narrative.
Man, like when you put stuff together, you create whatever narratives you want to, and at the end of the day, everybody being programmed.
Been doing Diddy parties for 15 years, and I must say you never let me down, Puff.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, I've been a little under the weather, as y'all probably could hear, so I haven't been able to get to everything that's been going on within the past day or so. However, it's been getting crazy in these YouTube streets. And recently, it's been a back and forth between 50 Cent and Marlon Wayans over the whole Diddy documentary that was put out by 50 Cent. Now, this all started with Marlon Wayans, who was on a promo run for his movie from the legendary series Scary Movie, would go do an interview with Big Boy in the Neighborhood in the Real 92.3, and he was asked about the new documentary about Diddy. Marlon would go on to state that he didn't see it and he don't want to see it because basically all it is a bunch of narratives being put together, whether true or false, and sold to the public as what things actually are, and that's not right. Check this out.
Have you seen that the documentary, the 50 Cent?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
For Diddy?
I haven't seen it.
Oh man, you worked.
Everybody telling me you got to see it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
part of me don't want to see it.
You probably don't.
Because it's all skewed, man. Like when you put stuff together, you create whatever narratives you want to, and at the end of the day, everybody being programmed. You know, right now the man's serving time.
Right.
You know, he went before the court. The court said this, and everything is God. But God said this is what he got to do. He got to do 5 years in pen. Let him do his 5 years.
You know what's wild about that?
You want to bury him further?
We had I had a conversation.
He buying him time right now though, because. This is if it's bad, I haven't seen it yet.
Right.
If he's bad, and then right now everybody's preoccupied in prison, so they watching. He's famous right now. He the man right now.
Hey man, but I told people too that they was like, oh, it look crazy, and it does look crazy. But I was like, yeah, but 50 Cent produced it. You know what I'm saying? So
it's all skewed, man.
Yeah.
I think for me, you know, I think sometimes, you know, they have their personal beef.
Right.
And that's their personal beef, and it obviously runs very deep. I prefer they just get in the ring and fight, you know what I mean, than to do this, you know what I mean? It's personal, you know what I mean? It's some women involved,
yeah,
you
man.
know, ego, and this one, and he wanted to take him shopping, he got mad.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Never offered to take me shopping.
Hey, man.
All I got is Wayans Brothers clothes, the merch.
Then during his interview with the Real 92.3, he would express more about the Diddy documentary and said that 50 Cent has to be careful because that karma could come back on him. Y'all check this out.
I knew Diddy when he was puffy. Okay.
In the documentary, there was insinuations of, you know, that Diddy possibly had something to do with both Tupac and Biggie. And, you know.
Who's telling the story, right? You can skew.
People very close to the situation.
But you can skew. You can create any narrative as a producer and as a director and as a storyteller. I can create a narrative. I could be like, you know what?
You have.
I could create a narrative.
Well,
I
we
could be
see it all the time in reality shows.
Like,
nah, reality
that's right.
shows.
Yeah,
that's how
you're
you write a
narrative. It doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's true. I can get interviews. I can do this. I can get footage, and I could make you think this about that person.
Nah, for sure, yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. So for me, you know, I think, look, 50 and Puff have a long-term beef. It's personal. It's
Well, people
between
are saying 50's wrong for doing it, but 50's right for doing it. It's divided.
it's between him and Puff, and before it's between him and Puff, it's between both of them and God. Just the way Puff is down on his luck, and 50's kicking a man when he's down.
God is gonna.
If 50 ever luck turned up on 50, you know that you got to be careful what you put out. There's a karma to every action that you do.
You think we'll see that day?
Huh?
You think we'll see that day?
I don't think 50 does dumb stuff. You know, he's very smart, you know, in terms of his business. I think he already had his.
I think we already would have saw it.
He got shot 9 times. He paid his debt early. So that's why he's like, F it. But, you know, look, this is between him and Puff, and honestly, it's between both of them and God.
Yeah.
So, you know, only God can judge, and both of them people have time to sit with God and talk about and through everything. And right now is Puff's time to sit there and have a conversation, a much needed conversation with God.
Now, a lot of people took both clips from those interviews as Marlon sticking up for Diddy, which is crazy because nowhere in that context to me, it sounded like he's taking Diddy's side. What he's saying is that 50 and Diddy have been at odds for the longest. So it's easier to put a narrative out there in a negative light, especially when you don't like someone and you have the upper hand at the time. Which honestly should be a conflict of interest in this case, because who would ever have something good to say about someone they obviously don't get along with, right? Now, if you ask me, Marlon Wayans have been in the entertainment business since I was a child, so I think he knows a lot about that industry. If anything, they need to be taking heed to what he says, because him and his family would know a lot about what goes on behind the scenes more than anybody. And when he spoke about karma, I think it was him trying to warn 50 that it may not be him right now, but at some point when you get big enough and decide you don't want to abide by them people's rules, they have the power to do the same thing to you that they're doing to Diddy. And I'll explain why I say that a little more later. Now, after those clips would go viral, 50 would take to his IG to respond with a picture of Marlon Wayans during his White Chicks movie, and he captioned it saying, quote, "Keep my name out your mouth, boy." Then in another post, he would put up a clip of Marlon Wayans contradicting himself about going to Diddy party. Check this out.
Never, those aren't the type of parties that I go to. I don't frequent those type of parties, and even if I go, like I said, been doing Diddy parties for 15 years, and I must say you never let me down, Puff. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Good times, people. I've never seen any of this. I'm like, when I hear about it, when did that happen?
Then in his last post concerning Marlon, he would put up a zesty picture of Marlon and captioned it saying, quote, "Diddy got this fool trying to get me, LOL. No AI, that's your vibe, boy. Keep my name out your mouth." Now, I guess the AI comment will come after Marlon Wayans will post a picture of Diddy and 50 Cent in a hot tub together, and Marlon captioned the picture, stating, quote, "Just for the record, bro, let's correct the narratives, Curtis. Rub-a-dub-dub. Stop." Now, in the previous post regarding 50, he posted a picture of 50 Cent with the title that read 12 Years a Slave and captioned it saying, quote, "Now let's think about this, 50. Now this one probably went over a lot of heads, and I'll explain why. Now, if you're like me, when you seen this Diddy documentary coming out, which was produced by 50, I automatically felt 50 was just a face. Whereas this came from somewhere higher up, but 50 was just put in charge of being the one that is responsible for putting it out. And I'm not the only one that felt that way, because as I read 50 comments, someone would state, quote, "Them J's gonna use 50 Cent to bring everybody down. He gonna do it too. One thing you must know, the people will build you up and break you down whenever they want." I say that 50 is just the face of this Diddy documentary, and there's a narrative that want to be pushed by someone higher up because, for one, for the amount of footage and stuff that's included in that documentary, it seems as if it was already in the works. From all the people involved, to all the narratives pushed, etc. You think 50 Cent himself acted alone to get all these people to sit down and talk about Diddy and what he did to them? Keep in mind the footage, right? How was he able to get personal footage of Diddy? Doesn't make sense. And when he was asked about it, here's what he had to say.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps.
Now, he didn't even answer the question. He kind of just spent it and kept it moving. Now, when it comes to the people involved in that documentary, as I always tell y'all, I personally feel that these same people who claim they was there while foul play was going on, they need to be held accountable as well. Just in general, you have people that claim they witnessed something, but didn't say anything until years later, and now suddenly their word is supposed to be credible. Keep in mind, these are the same people that dislike someone for their own reasons, which I feel should be deemed a conflict of interest. Not to mention, everyone mentions these Diddy parties, and they claim there was a lot going on at these parties. But if you've been around since the 90s, you know that Diddy's parties were the parties to be at, and almost the whole industry attended these parties for years. So if that was the case, why isn't anybody else who attended these parties being held accountable for actually going? Right? If all of these things were going down at these parties, why were these people going? Years after years after years. Whatever happened to the politicians, athletes, music execs, royal princes, and the rest that were named in Diddy's indictment regarding his parties? Did they just disappear? You even have LeBron James smiling on live with Diddy while saying that there's no party like a Diddy party. Why no one talks about that? Or is it just selective anger?
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
That's it.
Now, Marlon Wayans came out with another video explaining to the world that he's not here defending Diddy for whatever he's being accused of. However, he was just expressing his opinion. But the same exact thing that he was stating in that interview about narratives, which is people creating their own, everyone is basically proving his point by claiming that he's trying to defend Diddy. Check this out.
All right, so I'm going to make it abundantly clear. I'm not here defending Diddy. I am here because I got dragged into this because somebody asked me a question and I had an opinion. Nobody's wrong for giving an opinion about any subject, period. I'm not here defending Diddy. Don't let the narrative fool you or get to you. Once again, somebody's creating narratives. This is my point. So please look at the whole clip that I did and then look what happens with the narrative. And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all people don't be sheep. Use your brain, use your freedom of thought, freedom of speech, and don't ever let nobody bully you. Never. Don't let nobody bully you. You got me? Love. Now back to trolling this troll.
Interesting. It's a lot going on. I also heard that they're trying to pin the unalivings of Tupac and Biggie on Diddy as well, which is funny because people will believe that because it's said in the documentary. But whenever someone like us or another blog say that this stuff does exist within that industry, they swear we just conspiracy theorists. Anyway, y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this whole thing. I personally do feel that the documentary didn't come from 50 Cent himself. I said that since it came out. I remember Dame saying the same thing as well. I feel he's just the face of it, right? On the same thing that happened with him and Dame Dash. And it's kind of funny because there's a lot of other, and by other, I think y'all know what we mean, but there's a lot of other people you could do documentaries on who have a way worse lifestyle while they had some type of fame or money or whatever, you know, instead of just tearing your own down. But I don't know, man. What do I know? Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. I'm out.